Hey, I'm Decathlon Gamer. Welcome back to Transport Fever 2. This is episode number 5, and after failing for the first time, harsh lessons about trying to get into trains, having it spread out over a large area. Very expensive to set up, but also very costly to run. So you gotta make sure you're bringing in a lot of profit, and long routes like we had, definitely not the way to start. Maybe eventually you can get there, but you need a lot of short routes to begin with. This time we move on. Last time we were temperate. This time will be dry. Lots of canyons, mesas for this one, but the ridges, the forest at a minimum, and just one river running through. As you can see, there are 3 towns bunched pretty close together, so that's probably where we're going to end up starting as long as the terrain is feasible. And there's 2 more close by that we'll be able to add in before long. A 6th one on the north side of the river that we'll be able to add in, and then one close to the river, depending on whether there are any bridges that we'll be able to also include before too long, and 2 a little bit further away to the south. But shouldn't be that hard to connect them all up. Trains are going to be another matter, especially you could see all of the terrain changes that there are out there. That part will be a little tricky. Now, last time we were USA. I'm wondering if we should go with Asia this time, but we also didn't spend that long in it. We never got past the 1850 date anyway, so let's go ahead and stick with USA for now. We keep the difficulty at medium. 1 failure does not mean that, oh no, I better play on easy. No, we stick with it. It was so close to working, and if I hadn't borrowed the money to do that, which I was only planning on borrowing a little. I did not know it was going to cost that kind of money to do what we were doing. A lot of that came down to tunnels and bridges and lengthy sections of track. When you put all of that together, it made it quite expensive. It would have been a lot less if it would have been flat terrain, and that's part of the challenge that I'm adding to myself. I'm not going for the easy flat terrain type scenario. That's not realistic, so we don't go with it. Well, I needed to save up a lot more money to do what we did because we had to borrow so much. If we hadn't borrowed all of that, if we didn't have $100,000 in interest every year, 10% of what we borrow, things wouldn't have been anywhere near as bad. We actually would have been making a profit slightly out of that system, and then as we add to it, it would have been easily profitable over time. But initially, we were right at that mark where it was almost profitable. But because we had borrowed so much money, that $100,000 every year that we were paying back, that just buried us deep. So here we are with things loading up. I'd love to see us get to the planes, trains, and automobiles, but we start with horse and buggy. And I'm perfectly fine with that, because you got to learn somewhere, somehow. I did manage to get 10 achievements in that very short first run, and that's 20% of the way towards our goal. And there's still going to be some easy achievements out there, but they do start getting much harder before too long. So I would like to get another 10 achievements out of this run, but that better not happen in just 4 episodes, right? Right. Alright, well, looks like the map's just about loaded here. I'm eager to see what we have, how these canyons and mesas affect us going forward. There's going to be a lot of bridges, a lot of elevation changes, a lot of maneuvering around elevation changes that we will have to deal with. I get that, I understand that. But just how much is it? We'll find out here in a moment. It's on that last little phase, and here we go. Screen goes to black. Ready to load. Let me have it. Come on, I'm eager. I'm eager to see what we have in the drylands. I think long term I will spend most of my time in tropical or temperate and not dry, but I'd love to see the extremes of one form or another here and there on maps. I think we'll never have very plain ones. Alright, well, let's go right away into pause and stop the timer. Alright, well, I know it's going to be a little bit laggy initially, but we'll deal with it. It's my homeland, it's Portland, and it's pretty much in the right place. It's right on the edge of what I will now deem the Columbia River. Columbia River does go through desert-ish. Eastern Washington. And British Columbia, for that matter. A little bit less so, but it's a temperate Hollywood. Okay. And South Bend. I'm sure they're referring to the Indiana one, but we do have a bend and a south area of that bend in Oregon. Reno, been there, done that, don't need to go back. Oceanside, Jersey City, Chula Vista, Murrieta, not familiar with that one, and Riverside. A few Californias. Now in terms of, I don't see a bridge, so no crossings there. Portland would be such an easy one across from here, but I think that bridge would be quite spendy. We do already have a road that seems to take us down to a bit lower elevation here, and would be a much easier place to cross over here. And Riverside, not that far away. Of course, Riverside does have the road here, and you can already see that this is a road that needs to be linked up. They shouldn't, couldn't, wouldn't have to go all the way up here to that intersection just to come back here when that link up is so easy. And you know what? I can't even wait. I can't even wait. We're going to spend some money right off the bat. And we'll make ourselves an intersection right there. Oh, look at that. 13,000. Nice and easy. Okay. I think that was a great investment. I'm kind of curious. What is it going to be to go from here? Whoa, buddy. 4.5 million. That is a spendy bridge. But if we did it way up here. Ho-ho! $61 million. Even Dr. Evil would have trouble asking for that kind of money. Even if he's asked for more. Alright, well, we are definitely not bridging that gap anytime soon. But Oceanside, Jersey City, it looks like we're going to need a tunnel going through. Well, this would be the ideal place to make it go through. Like we've got about $1 million, and I think if you were to go somewhere like that, say here, oh yeah, that's costing a bit less, isn't it? Smaller tunnel, but even that's going to be costly to link up, and it's definitely a tunnel that you want through there. Chula Vista. It's going to be tricky. We're going to need the elevation change somewhere to get on top. A lot of these industries sitting on top, while the townships are at the lower elevations. You can see there's an easy way up right here. It's one of the only ones. Oh, Murrieta, Riverside. That's the easiest link up right there. So that might be our start point. Here is a way to get down to the other side, but that's a long way around. A very long way around. Jersey City might be isolated for a little while. So I don't think I can handle a bridge underneath. I think we might need to go up here or something. Yeah. 5 million? Oh, that's a lot better actually. It's definitely not going to be easy linking this up. But we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Oceanside, Chula Vista, easy connection. Easy connection to be made, to be had, and the easiest way is going to be right there. So even that's 114,000. I think some of that might be the elevation change here. Okay, got a little bit of an elevation change to go through there. This might be easier going this way. There we go, you get away from the elevation change and the road gets cheaper. Alright, let's do that, link that up. We just spent most of our first 100,000, but we linked a couple townships to one another. We'll have to start with those. The other towns we can get involved in, just linking them up, which is where the real money is. We'll have to wait a little bit longer on some of these because we're looking at really expensive roadways to make connections. So let's go ahead and go with the farm station here, or bus station, and we'll put it right at the edge of town as we are looking to link these puppies up. I don't want to get too close to these houses. So we're going to put it just a little bit off the road here. Okay, and we're going to add one in Oceanside. We have our 4 towns that are most conveniently set up here to begin with. And so we will open with getting each of them. And I might as well put in our initial bus to them. Jersey City, bit cut off right now. Riverside, Murrieta, no problem there. Okay, alright, so like I said, I think we need to start with just these 4, which means there's not going to be as much money rolling in, and things are going to have to be allowed to kind of play out a bit here at some point. We're going to have to see what maybe we can do. What maybe can be done. And, oh, come on. No. Let's not close that for a second. What do you have covered? Oh, pretty good route you've got started there for us. So let's go ahead and begin down the road here. I will be linking... Ooh, I don't know if I will be linking those up. Those are on different elevations. We might have to opt to turn around. You don't seem to want to even get these included. Okay. Well, as odd as it seems, this seems that down here is picking up what we need up there. Which this one already was picking up most of that. So we need to make sure we loop this around so we have a way to get back. Turn around. Well, we do, I suppose, by going down there. That's far enough if we go there. That'll get everything there. That actually covers the whole town already, but let's add in one more back this way just to have it covered. And there you go. There's one. Let's follow the road up. Okay, so we have one here. And it's already getting us this whole section of road, but nothing beyond it. So let's get something going out here. We'll get something going on the reverse side, opposite end of the road. Okay. That's two towns. Alright, now what are you gonna cover? Okay, you get this whole first part of town covered. Let's get one out here. Looks like for now this is all covered as well, but this farther stretch. Things coming back the other way. And then looks like we don't need to go all the way to that end, but we do want to have something there. And we'll get one more over here, and that should do it. And finally, Oceanside. Start point here, that covers this northern end of town. We'll get one here, we'll get one here, we'll get one out here. We'll get one coming back in, I think, out here. Can we do that? Not terribly well. Let's get one going this way and one going this way, and that'll actually cover. We don't need anything down here yet. Town will obviously grow that direction though. But I think we can get away with one Oceanside route. Oh no, that's the industrial area. Yeah, let's make sure we cover our bases here, huh? Alright, all set, ready to go. And we want to do what? Line manager. Let's make some lines and then we'll add what we need. Alright, so first line, Oceanside exchange to Chula Vista transfer. And that's going to be Passenger Road. And then we're going to go with, what is it? Chula Vista. It's actually the other way around. OCN for Ocean, or nah, let's just do the OCE. And Chula. Okay, that's one. Let's get another. Now that we're up here, Chula Vista transfer, and we'll make an easy one going around here. There you go. That'll be Passenger Road, and we are in Chula, and this will be north. We'll get one more here. Coming back. Relatively small for now, but that is okay. Passenger Road, Chula. Looks funny. Let's say east. New line. And I think we were going to get away with just one for now. Oh, no, that's right. We wanted the one here. So that'll be our residential one. And that's going to be PR OCE. And this will be north. And we'll pick these guys up while we're at it as we head out to this one. PR CE, and that's going to be, I suppose, south. Okay, so far so good. Now Riverside and Murrieta. Alright, start from here. You're going to come out this way. Let's cover the north end here. This will be Riverside, so PR, Riv, and that's north. Okay, another one. And we cover most of the same route. Come back this way, pick up from those stops. But otherwise, very similar. A lot of overlap on that one. That's okay though. It'll help Riverside grow quickly. Riverside, and that'll be south. Okay, new line. Riverside Exchange. You're at an annex. Okay. Passenger Road, Riv to Mur. And finally, we take care of Murrieta. Not very many stops here. It's a pretty small town. I think we can get away with one line here. Just put extra. So PR and I guess we'll go central since it's going to be central. Eventually the town will grow, right? There you go. Alright. So that leaves us with 4 towns, 2 each other than Murrieta, so that's 7 lines. And we'll want to put a couple vehicles on each of those, so that's 14. And then we're going to want to add maybe 6 each on the connections. So that's 26 to start. Oh, missing something very important. And we're going to need 2 of these. Put this in the middle, probably up here, and kind of a fan of having it at the intersection, but that's okay. Don't want to confuse things later, so we'll put this. Hey, where was that 13,000? I like that 13,000. There you go. One there. And we'll have one maybe right next to this place. Okay, now we can get vehicles. Chula Vista. So we actually need to divide this up now. So what did I say? 14, 20, 26. It was 14 and 12. This side has one more line, so I need 14 on this side. So we need 14 here. Okay, so we're going to send 2 to each of the town ones. Okay, that's 2 to Chula, 2 to the other Chula, and you connect with Oceanside. Okay, and then we're going to take 6 to the Oceanside Chula line. Excellent. Now here, we only need 12. Okay, so Murrieta. There it is. And 2 to each Riverside one. And the rest all go to the Riverside Murrieta line. Probably will need more, but now we have things set up enough so that we can get them running. So let's see. Horse and buggy on the way. Okay, our rate is pretty good. Oceanside to Chula Vista is a little bit slow on the rate. I would imagine we're going to need more than that. Let's improve that right away. We don't need to wait. I can tell you we will need more vehicles on Oceanside Chula. So let's add 2 more to begin. Okay, and then we'll put those on Oceanside Chula. As everybody's heading out, getting to their destination. And let's move this up here. Of course, everything has a negative balance initially, but the Oceanside Chula rate better now, 14. It's still not great. You can see all of them teens to low 20s, so there's something, to that they should. The Riverside North looks like a pretty quick route. Speed things up and see if we start getting a profit before long. So we're at 4 million. Now, speaking of 4 million, we have a loan. I'm going to repay some of this right away because the interest sucks. So let's get away from that interest, try to get something profitable going here and actually make some money. Work with capital instead of loan money. So we're already down to 3 million on the loan. That'll help a bit. Alright, let's see if we can see one of the vehicles here. Alright, so as he rolls through town for the first time, no passengers yet, but he's into town. And oh my goodness, look at that stop. That stop is full. Holy cow, did you see that stop that just flew by? Alright, he is on his route now for the first time. No passengers yet. Already heading out of town. Oh, okay, this is Chula East. Go down, turn around. Nobody there either. Ugh. No money in Chula East yet. That stop. That is a full stop. Somebody's going to be picking up a whole lot of people. And I'd like to go find out who as we head back to the station. Will we be picking up some of these passengers? No! Chula Vista East is an empty vessel so far. But Chula North does not appear to be. Got a full load of passengers. They'll be dropping off here in just a moment. And there you go. That one's profitable. None of the lines are profitable yet, but you can see Riverside South just broke that mark. Chula North, the one we're on right now, also just breaking that mark. So it's coming. It's coming. Profits are starting to come. We need to start tuning in. It looks like Riverside, Muria, and is it this one? Yes, it is. So let's stop here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Chula East and Chula North actually have plenty of people waiting. So we're going to need more vehicles. Okay, we'll get a couple more vehicles on those lines, get them rolling, and we'll see. Let's see here. Riverside Muria looks like it's quite busy, as every one is full. So let's see if we can add some vehicles to Riverside Murieta. So let's add a few more to that. Put those all on Riverside Murieta. Okay, you can see we're already beginning to turn a profit. Chula East, not yet, but we did just add another vehicle to it. There are people waiting. I just don't know if they can necessarily get where they need to go. That could be why we're having some issues with that one. Most of the passengers are waiting in a single place. Oceanside South, empty, but there you go. They are picking some people up, so that's good. They just have specific places they need to go. Oceanside and Chula is now full. So it looks like I'm going to need to add some more vehicles there. So Oceanside, Chula Vista, let's add 2 for now. Still can't clear this out. That's a lot of people waiting. Speaking of, let's see how all the stations are doing. You get a little bit of waiting here in Chula Vista already, so Chula Vista is bustling for just starting the game. Oceanside's got a little bit of a wait too. The main Riverside depot is very full, and all of their lines are pretty full. And so is Murrieta. That's a lot of people in town waiting, so we need to get that taken care of. So Murrieta, that line is going to need some additional, and Murrieta as a whole, we're going to need a bit more. Let's take like 7. We're going to put 2 of those into Murrieta Central. There we go. We're going to take 1 in each. Oh, shoot. What is it? Riverside. Okay. 1 each to Riverside. Riverside North. 1 to Riverside South. And we're going to get 3 more on our Riverside Murrieta line. Okay, you can already see that all but 1 line are now turning a profit. And there you go. Every line is now profitable. In terms of money, we are losing, but we're spending. We're investing a lot. We are investing a little bit more, but you can already see loan interest, $30,000 a year. What we brought in last year was $48,000, but we've already brought in $50,000 for this year. So what I really need to do is repay these loans a bit. Let's bring that down to $1 million. We want to store a little bit, but let's go a little further. $583,000. That's fine with me. It's going to bring that loan interest rate down to $20,000 a year. Of course, that's going to be next year where we actually see it at that mark. For now, it's a little above that. But paying the loan off is massive because whatever money you start bringing in is actual profit instead of just going to pay the interest. We'll see how Murrieta is doing once we get the additional buggies on the line. You can see road vehicles coming in right now. So I think they're already there. Yeah, both of these are pretty busy. There's the 2 new vehicles. 2 new vehicles coming around right now because they're back to back. Well, maybe not. The one held up behind him is not one of ours. It's just a passenger vehicle. So it looks like I might need a little bit more on Murrieta still. We're starting to cut down on the population waiting to get moved around town, but do think a couple more vehicles will make a difference there. So let's go ahead and do that. So that's Marietta Central. It's becoming quite the busy line. Making me think I need to add another stop, adjust the lines, and make a shorter one that's just kind of a loop around here. Let's do it. Add another bus stop right there. And then we're going to go into the line manager for Marietta Central. And let's see here. Can I add a station? Let's do that. But we need to add that one in at number 4. I want you to come back to it. I'd like you to get it without... Alright, fine. We'll take these off. Okay, 4, 5. Oh, why are you doing that? Oh, if I'm... If you have that one selected, it would come in. Above it, right? There we go. Well, that's fixed anyway, and what we're going to do is we're going to make a whole new line, and we're going to change the name on this, primary, and so here's what we're going to do. We're going to run one from the annex, and we're going to bypass this area and this one, which is not busy, and just go to the busiest stations. So passenger Marietta Express. Okay, and then we're gonna buy, say, 4 vehicles. Okay, so every line except for the Express should have a profit, and it does appear to be so. It's going to take a little while for the Express to kind of pick up for us. But already the new stop we added in just collected money a moment ago. Okay, here comes the 4 new vehicles. Let's see, as closely placed as they all are. So they should head in here in a moment. Oh, they're heading straight to the first stop. A couple of them. Well, maybe that's not the 4 vehicles I thought it was. Oh, they are. Somebody just turned... They're just starting at different stops on the route. Some of them went directly to other stops. But yes, they are active now. And that one won't take long to begin turning a profit. Now, keeping an eye on the cargo level Tula East. Dude, all of them are bringing people in, but none of them are completely full. Even the Oceanside Tula and the Riverside Marietta have a couple empty seats meaning there was a time where they pulled up and there wasn't a ton of people waiting. You can also see within Murrieta, we're down. We've cleared out this station, and we're definitely down here. It's not fully caught up yet, but it's getting better. We've already nearly turned this into a profit. Check in on the annex. How are we looking? That's a fair amount of people waiting. In fact, it's full. Riverside, Murrieta. So, easy fix. And more vehicles. Meanwhile, how are they looking down here? Same line, but only 15 people. But what we just added really only takes care of 12. So I still don't think I added enough necessarily, because there's a lot more than 12 waiting here. So let's go a little further with that. Not crazy though, but we'll add 3 more. Okay, so I think we've just about taken care of Murrieta and Riverside. How's Riverside looking? 2 people waiting. 2 people waiting. 10, 2 and 2, and they're getting picked up pretty regularly, so they're not having long waits or anything. But how's it looking over here now? Chula Vista. Chula East needs a ton of buses. Or carts, you know, whatever they are. I think that's a backup made over time. And of course, Oceanside Chula, 25, 26 waiting. So that's worth quite a few vehicles. Okay, hopefully that'll address that one. And then Oceanside. How are we looking? 8 people waiting for Oceanside North. Couple waiting for North. Okay, so it looks like we need 1 or 2 more for North. And then 22 waiting on Chula South. 6 vehicles should help take care of that. So I think we need 2 more for North. Oceanside North. Okay. Chula East, I just bought all those vehicles. They're going to run an expense. It's not going to be easy. Right now, there's only 8 people on board. So it'll take a little bit to see a profit again there, but we should see a profit before long on that one. We've already moved over 1,000 passengers in just this short time, just between 4 townships that aren't even connected to one another, just 2 and 2. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and run some things off camera. You can see Riverside Murrieta is pretty full. Oceanside, Chula Vista, can't count on that one yet. They're just getting to the line. You can see how quickly it's starting to fill up. 48 now. But Riverside Murrieta is doing just fine. All the other lines are doing just fine. Chula East, that's the other one. We only had, 2 vehicles on there? Just added quite a few, so we'll see as those guys get caught up. That one should fill up pretty quick, and then it'll also start turning a profit before too long. If I have too many vehicles there, I'll just move it over to another line, but otherwise everybody's looking pretty good at this point. So we'll let things run for a little while. I'd like to very early on finish paying this off. We're down to $2 million already, but of course we need to make this into a profit. And you can see we've had the investments every year, but we've out-earned what we've spent. We've out-earned what we've spent each and every time. So we are out-earning the loan interest, and the loan interest, it's getting smaller and smaller. We're almost to the end of the year, and it's a slightly profitable year this year, despite the loan interest and the work on the investments. That'll go the right direction, especially if I let a year or 2 or 3 run, because at this point, it looks like we're bringing in maybe $100,000 per year. And there you go. We just came to the end of the year with extra expenses right there at the end. Bring this down to $74,000. But some of those lines, like I said, haven't pulled anything in yet. So we'll let this run. We're going to make a profit. And then maybe we'll look to see what else we can do to connect things up. But I'd like to pay off that loan balance sooner rather than later. That's going to do it for this episode. I'm Decathlon Gamer. Thanks for tuning in. And let's try to get this series off to a better start than the last one. I'd like to last longer than 4 episodes. Come on now. And I'll see you next time. Bye for now.